Deep within Colombian territory, isolated from the outside world, the Tolemaida military base stands tall like an impregnable fortress. It is not only the second largest military base in South America, but is also known as one of the most secretive and inaccessible locations for media cameras. Tolemaida is far more than a training ground. It is a symbol of extreme harshness. Statistical data indicate that 70% of candidates who enter this place are forced to quit before completing the training course, as the program is designed to push human beings to the absolute limits of survival and combat capability. For soldiers, 24 hours inside Tolemaida are often described as a journey into hell on Earth. The atmosphere at Tolemaida is constantly enveloped in extreme tension, realistically simulating the pressure of an active battlefield. There is no room for delay or carelessness. Every order demands absolute readiness and maximum movement speed. Shouts, alarm sirens, and relentless commands create intense psychological pressure on anyone present in a place where the concept of wasting time is strictly forbidden. The heart of Tolemaida is the Lancero School, a name that inspires both respect and fear within the global military community. It is considered one of the most brutal and dangerous special forces training institutions in the world. The reputation of Lancero extends far beyond Colombia's borders, attracting elite soldiers from the United States, Europe, and Asia to test themselves. The harshness of Lancero lies not only in its training curriculum, but also in its natural geography. Survival and combat exercises take place directly within the Amazon rainforest and its complex river systems, where nature serves both as the training ground and as the enemy. Here, the boundary between exercise and real combat is blurred. War is not a distant concept, but a living reality. Reaching Tolemaida requires a journey of 4 hours by road from the capital city of Bogotá, passing through routes surrounded by majestic mountains. Within military circles, the Lancero School is often compared to the Ranger School of the United States, but with a distinct tropical identity. A philosophy deeply engraved here states that anyone who survives this crucible will no longer fear death. At the entrance gate, a warning sign delivers a chilling message: this military base is not normal. Security procedures at the gate are extremely strict, reflecting the highly classified nature of the area. Tension is clearly visible on the faces of newcomers, as they understand that stepping through this gate means entering a world where only the elite of the elite can graduate. The first test is not physical strength, but absolute obedience at the security checkpoint. All unauthorized items are confiscated. Recording devices are rigorously inspected with serial numbers checked against permits. Tolemaida operates under the law of nature. Only the strongest have the right to exist. Behind the barbed wire fences, Tolemaida reveals itself not merely as a military camp, but as a massive integrated urban complex. Its scale far exceeds common imagination, often described as a city within another city. The infrastructure is astonishingly complete, including shopping centers, civilian facilities, residential zones, and supermarkets, serving a closed and self-sustaining military community. The Colombian army proudly asserts its position as one of the most battle-hardened and resilient forces in the world. Their adaptability is limitless. They are ready to conduct warfare in any terrain from humid jungles and arid deserts to high mountains and swamps. Their supreme mission is the protection of civilians, and this spirit permeates every training activity. At Tolemaida, observers can truly feel the steel flowing through the veins of Colombian soldiers. Accepting the challenge is the first step of transformation. When asked about readiness, the answer is not merely words, but a commitment of life itself. Training officers openly affirm that what happens here is more than difficult. It is a monumental trial, demanding thorough preparation of both body and mind. Lancero is a name every soldier treats with absolute respect mixed with fear. As the legendary training course of the Colombian Armed Forces, Lancero is globally renowned for its brutal training methods. Each phase of the course is a sequence of physical and psychological trials designed to break anyone lacking true resilience. Physical training intensity here reaches an almost insane level. Commands such as run faster and move are repeated relentlessly, hammering into soldiers' minds. There is no moment allowed for rest. Soldiers must continuously reorganize formations, use every second, and maintain the mindset that the enemy is approaching. Military discipline at Tolemaida is ironclad, leaving no room for frivolity. This is the real world where all personal ego is erased. Silence and obedience are mandatory. A soldier's only duty is to follow orders without question. An essential component of the training course is parachuting skills. At the airborne school, soldiers must practice landing techniques thousands of times to ensure safety when jumping from aircraft. The command condor echoes continuously, becoming the rhythm that guides every movement. This endless repetition is intended to transform skills into instinctive reflexes.
Luchamos por derrotar militarmente a todos aquellos agentes generadores de violencia que nuestro comandante y líder de las fuerzas militares nos ha dado como punta de lanza unos principios y unos valores. Principios como ética en todas nuestras actuaciones, respeto por la Constitución y la ley, el honor militar. ¿Por qué no realizar? ¡Dios! ¡Con mi familia! ¡Se puede quitar la llama! ¡Lo hice 17! Gracias, Beto. Estamos hacia arriba. Piernas juntas. ¡Contacto!
Simulated aircraft jump exercises carry real risks of injury, including broken legs requiring absolute precision. The command condor continues to echo like a mantra, providing reassurance and direction. The first level of training, although considered the easiest, still witnesses failed and disastrous jumps. However, this is merely a stepping stone toward the 14-meter jump tower, which simulates a helicopter door. At this height, primal human fear emerges, and overcoming it becomes the true measure of courage. After aerial exercises, the challenge shifts to the ground with a load-bearing march covering 10 kilometers. Movement orders are shouted urgently, forcing soldiers to take position immediately. As dusk falls, the third phase of training begins entering the jungle. This is the Colombian army's most familiar yet most treacherous battlefield. Night exercises allow no rest, pushing tension to its maximum. Each soldier carries a backpack weighing between 10 and 15 kilograms. Among them are young men only 24 years old, yet already possessing 7 years of military experience, having devoted their youth to protecting the nation. A unique feature of this march is that soldiers are tied together with ropes. This ensures discipline and team spirit. They must move in order, and most importantly, no one is allowed to fall behind or quit. The term ruck march originates from the German language and is used by militaries worldwide to test the limits of recruits and special forces. Throughout this 10-kilometer ordeal, the human body is pushed to its final threshold. Yet training philosophy reveals that the human body can endure far more than the mind believes. As the march enters its final kilometers, exhaustion blankets the entire unit, but this is also when warrior spirit rises strongest. At Tolemaida, there exists a philosophical belief. A soldier is required to die as an ordinary human in order to be reborn as a warrior. When the finish line appears after 10 kilometers of torment, it marks not merely the end of an exercise, but the affirmation of willpower. The sleep that follows, however brief, becomes the most precious reward. Life inside the barracks is kept completely hidden from cameras. Soldiers sleep in cramped communal rooms of around 30 people, sharing brief rest from midnight until 4 in the morning. Privacy does not exist, and daily discipline is strictly enforced even during sleep. Rushed meals replenish energy for the next specialized training programs for river and maritime special forces. At Tolemaida, the cycle of training begins before sunrise and continues endlessly, where soldiers silently shed sweat and blood to forge the steel walls that protect the nation.